Hi everyone, welcome to my little corner of vegan internet. My name is Alina. Today I'm really excited to share with you one of our family's favorite breakfasts, easy and delicious steel-cut oatmeal. What I love about this recipe is that it's really easy to make. Basically, there are just 3 ingredients that you put in the pot, put the lid on, press 2 buttons, and walk away. And when you come back, the oatmeal is ready to go. It's delicious, it's perfectly creamy, and it's kind of like a blank canvas. You can add whatever add-ons or toppings, fresh fruit or berries or nuts, brown sugar, like whatever your heart desires. I have this recipe on my website, veganrunnereats.com. If you want a written version of this recipe, I'm going to link it in the video description and also in the first comment. So anyway, let me show you how I make this oatmeal. Let's go.
First, I've got my steel-cut oats. If you've never cooked steel-cut oats before, these are basically whole oat groats that have been cut into smaller pieces using steel blades. So all the fiber, all the nutrients are still there. I'm going to measure out exactly 1 cup of these oats and put them in my Instant Pot. Next, I've got my plant-based milk. I'm using oat milk in this case. I'm also going to measure out 1 cup of it and put it in the Instant Pot with my oats.
So here's the deal about milk. Since this recipe, as I'm making it, is plant-based, I'm using non-dairy milk, and there's a lot of different kinds of non-dairy milk. But if we are using the starchier type, oat milk or soy milk, then once the oatmeal is done, it may get kind of foamy inside the Instant Pot. So once we do the quick release to release all that steam, it may start kind of splattering out of that vent hole and it may create like a big mess. So later in this video, I will show you how to deal with it, how to minimize the amount of that mess. However, if this is a deal breaker for you, then feel free to use a less starchy milk, like almond milk, for example. I made this recipe with almond milk lots and lots of times, and that hardly ever happened.
Next up, I'm going to add 2 cups of water and a pinch of salt. After that, I'm going to do a quick stir and put the lid on. So to recap, this recipe uses 1 part of steel-cut oats, 3 parts liquid, like a mix of oat milk and water in my case, and a pinch of salt. You can up the amount of ingredients to your liking as long as you keep these proportions. By the way, feel free to screenshot this so you can save this recipe for later. Now the question is, how long do we need to set the pressure cooking timer for?
When it comes to setting the timer for pressure cooking, there are 2 ways we can go, and both of them result in the same delicious and perfectly cooked oatmeal, so it's up to you which one you want to choose. So the first one is we're setting the timer for 10 minutes of pressure cooking, and once the time is up, we're doing quick release. We're not waiting any longer. The second method is to set the pressure cooking timer for 3 minutes, and then once that time runs out, you let the pressure come down naturally until that little pin on the top of the lid falls down. So that may take anywhere between 15 and 20 minutes. So it's really up to you whichever way you want to go. If you want your oatmeal ready as soon as possible, I would go with the first method that I'm using here in this video. If you have time, if it's not like a super huge priority to have it ready ASAP, then you can do the 3-minute plus natural release method.
Like I said, I'm going to be using the first method, so I'm going to press the pressure cook button and then set the timer for 10 minutes. It'll take the Instant Pot about 2 to 3 minutes to come to pressure, and after that the timer will start counting down, and once it reaches 0, our oatmeal is ready. I'm going to press cancel, and then I'll push this button on top, and as you see, the steam will start coming out right away. Now I told you that some of the liquids can start coming out of the knob, so to keep this mess at bay, I suggest that you use a paper towel, place it right over the vent, just be careful not to burn your fingers. Once all that steam is out, you can take the paper towel off, and also your Instant Pot has this little container that will catch a lot of that extra liquid.
When you first open the lid, you'll see that the oatmeal is really runny, so you may even think, oh, I should have added less liquid. But don't worry, it will really thicken up as the time goes on. So in a matter of 5-10 minutes, you'll see that it starts getting like much thicker.
For example, this is the oatmeal right after I opened the lid. You see it's pretty runny. This right here is about 10 minutes later. You see quite a bit thicker. Finally, this is another 10-15 minutes later. You see it's really thick. If it's too thick to your liking, you can always just add a splash of milk.
If you want your oatmeal to thicken quicker, then once you take the lid off, don't put it back on, just stir it and let it sit like that. If you want to take your time and let the oatmeal thicken a little bit slower, then put the lid back on and let your oatmeal sit like that until you're ready to eat it.
So finally, my oatmeal is ready, and I'm going to make myself a little bowl. As you see, it's thickened beautifully. But here's the deal.
Since this recipe only has 3 ingredients, the oatmeal by itself will be pretty plain. Feel free to treat it like a blank canvas and add whatever toppings, whatever mix-ins you prefer.
In our family, we really like the combination of chopped walnuts, blueberries, raisins, brown sugar, a sprinkle of cinnamon, but you can use any toppings you like.
So whatever you want to put in your oatmeal bowl, then it's totally up to you. All right, so let's do a taste test. It looks beautiful. Okay. It's really nice and creamy. The individual bits of oats are just right, like nice and chewy, but not like too hard or too soft, not soggy at all. And those add-on toppings that I added, I think they really enhanced the flavors. So I think it's a success. I mean, I know it's a success because I've made this recipe a million times, but now you know how to make this oatmeal. And yeah, so I really hope you give it a try. And if you do, please let me know. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you made this recipe, please let me know. I would love to hear how it comes out. Please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet so we can stay in touch and you see more of my videos. Like I said earlier, I have this recipe on my website, veganrunnereats.com. I'm going to link it in the video description and in the first comment. Next up, please check out this video over here. This is my recipe for delicious vegan instant pot yogurt made with just 3 ingredients. It's super simple. It comes out really thick and creamy and delicious. It has real probiotics. Honestly, if I didn't have an instant pot, I would get it just for today's recipe, for this oatmeal and for this yogurt. Yeah, so check out this video and I will see you right there. Bye-bye.